I am Dr.T.Sreelatha, Assistant Professor of Botany, Pingal Government Degree College, Vaddapelli, Varangal. Today we discuss about Ectocarpus algae. So Ectocarpus algae, it is one brown algae. It is found into sea water, underground sea. They are living in the on the rocks in the sea water. So it is look like complete brown color. So why? Because the pigments, fucoxanthin pigments are present in the cytoplasm. So it is in brown color. So in the sea water, underground sea water, on the rocks, the brown algae present on the rocks in the sea water. So coming to the systematic position of Ectocarpus, class Phaeophyceae, order Ectocarpales, family Ectocarpaceae, and genus Ectocarpus. So it is the algae distribution in the every sea water, distribution into the world. So coming to the morphological structure of the Ectocarpus. So it is filamentaceous branched thallus. So filamentaceous branched thallus. So it is two types branches. One is prostrate rhizoid branches and erected branches, erected aerial branches, and prostrate rhizoid branches are there. So here two branches are there. So prostrate rhizoid branches, so he absorb the water and minerals, and the rhizoids are absorb the water and minerals, and it gives to the thallus. And next erected filamentaceous branched thallus, that is called erected branched filamentaceous thallus. So two type of branches are there. So this type of branches is called heterothallic branches. Next, coming to the cell structure. So the cell wall is made up by two layers. First outer layer is called gelatinous layer, and inner layer is made up by cellulose, and outer layer is made up by gelatinous layer. So here the gelatinous layer is made up by algin and fusidin. So very special character of the Phaeophyceae algae. So next coming to the cytoplasm. So here uninucleate, only one nucleus present here, and cytoplasm in chloroplast contain chlorophyll cells and pigments. So here fucoxanthin pigment present more. So the pigment of fucoxanthin gives to brown color to the algae. So the common name is Ectocarpus brown algae. So next two branches are there. So we can see the picture. So erected filamentaceous branched thallus, and underground prostrate rhizoid filamentaceous. Two type of branches are there. So next coming to the reproduction. So here the reproduction takes place by two types. One is asexual reproduction and another one is sexual reproduction. So here two type of plants are there. One is sporophyte, another one is gametophyte. So here those sporophyte has 16 chromosomes, and so gametophyte has only 8 chromosomes. So sporophyte is in diploid plant. So the sporophyte is in stage, the diploid stage. So it is called a diploid plant, and gametophyte it is a haploid plant. So here the sporophyte participates in the produces unilocular sporangiums. So here unilocular sporangium and plurilocular sporangium. So participates, the diploid plant participates in the asexual reproduction, and haploid plant, haploid thallus participates in the sexual reproduction. So here I tell you once again. So two type of thallus forming in the ectocarpus, sporophyte and gametophyte. So sporophyte has 16 chromosomes, so it is called a diploid plant. So next, gametophyte has only 8 chromosomes, so it is called haploid plant. So diploid plant participates in the asexual reproduction, and haploid plant participates in the sexual reproduction. So next, coming to the asexual reproduction. So here the cell, the diploid plant, here the diploid plant, that is called sporophyte plant. So here the diploid plant produces unilocular sporangium and plurilocular sporangium. Coming to the unilocular sporangium. So one cell is changed into unilocular sporangium mother cell. So here the thallus cell convert into unilocular sporangium mother cell, and this unilocular sporangium mother cell in a diploid stage. So it is in diploid stage. So the cell is in diploid stage. So the cell undergoes to meiosis division. So here the cell undergoes to meiosis division, and it is divided into 4 cells. So 4 haploid cells. So the stage also divided into haploid. So diploid cell change into, undergoes to meiosis division, and it is divided into 4 haploid cells. So then again it is divided into, undergoes to some division, and it is divided into 30 to 64, up to 64 cells. So here the diploid plant produces at the time of asexual reproduction, the diploid plant produces unilocular sporangium, then unilocular sporangium mother cell, and unilocular sporangium mother cell undergoes to meiosis division, and it is divided into 4 haploid spores. Again the 4 haploid spores again undergoes to some division up to 64 cells. So then they stop the divisions. So up to 64 cells. So these 32 64 cells. So these 64 cells are forms cell walls. So each cell forming cell walls, and they forming chambers. So each cell forming chambers. So each cell forming chambers, and then each cell forming chambers, and then Unilocular sporangium covered, it is in round shape structure, and it is covered by the it was covered by the outer layer, and it was covered by the outer layer, and the diploid cell divided into up to 64 cells, and each cell forming cell walls, and each cell forming produces chambers, each cell forming chambers, and then each cell convert into, each cell change into juice spores. So here each cell change into one juice spore. So here the juice spores are in bean shaped structure. So here unilocular spores. So the spores are in bean shaped structure, and it has two flagella. Different type of flagella. One is whiplash flagella, belongs to one flagella belongs to whiplash flagella, and another one belongs to tensile flagella. So here the two flagella, biflagellate spores are present here. So complete unilocular spores are present here, and complete formation of spores, complete formation of these applied spores. The outer layer ruptures, and the spores are enter into the water, and they swims for some time, and they swims for some time with the help of flagella, and they produces gametophyte plants. So clear the unilocular sporangium spores are produces, grown into, forming into, grow into, burn as a haploid plants. So haploid thallus. So here this is clear. Next one, coming to the plurilocular sporangium. So here the plurilocular sporangium, at the time of asexual reproduction, one cell convert into. So here also the diploid plant. So the sporophyte plant produces plurilocular sporangiums also. So here the one cell change into plurilocular sporangium mother cell. So here the sporangium mother cell, they did not undergoes to any division. So here they did not undergoes to meiosis division. So the cell they did not undergoes to meiosis division. So here the it is undergoes to mitotic division. So that stage is not converted into haploid stage. So here the diploid cell not convert into haploid cell. So very important, unilocular sporangium mother cell in diploid stage. So the unilocular sporangium mother cell undergoes to meiosis division. So it is divided into 4 haploid cells. So the cells, all cells are in haploid stage. So the spores are born into haploid plants. Say the spores are grown as haploid plants. So here the diploid plant produces plurilocular sporangium. So here the plurilocular sporangium at the plurilocular sporangium. So the plant produces plurilocular sporangium mother cell. So it is in a diploid stage. So it was it is not undergoes to meiosis division. So it is undergoes to mitosis division. So the diploid stage not convert into haploid stage. Clear, children? The diploid stage not convert into haploid stage. So the diploid stage same, the diploid stage continues to so the diploid stage will continue. So then next, the sporangium mother cell, plurilocular sporangium mother cell divided into two cells. So it is undergoes to mitosis division and it is divided into two cells, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, up to 64 cells. So 30 to 64 cells, and they forms one ovule shaped structure, and they forms outer layer, and middle each cell forming cell walls, and they forming chambers, and each cell having one chamber, and each cell convert into plurilocular sporangium, plurilocular spores. So each cell convert into spore, so diploid spores. So this diploid spores it is also bean shaped structure, and it has two flagella. So the diploid spores enter into the water, and they swim for some time with the help of flagella, and they produces one diploid plant. So here they grow into one new diploid plant. So the diploid plant participates in the asexual reproduction. So here clear, very important, unilocular sporangium produces haploid plants. These haploid plants are participates in the sexual reproduction. Plurilocular sporangium produces diploid plants. So the diploid thallus participates in the asexual reproduction. So very clear here. Next, coming to the sexual reproduction. So here the sexual reproduction, two types, isogamy and anisogamy. So isogamy, here again it is divided into two types. One is morphological anisogamy, another one is physiological anisogamy. Coming to the physiological anisogamy. So anisogamy means anisogamy means, so the different gametes. So here the gametes difference in shape, size, activity, and structure. So they difference into the two gametes, difference into shape, size, structure, and activity also. So the two different gametes are fusions with each other, and they forms one zygote, and they forms a new diploid plants. So here the anisogamy, it is two types. It takes place by two types. One is morphological anisogamy, another one is physiological anisogamy. So coming to the physiological anisogamy, so here we can see the picture clear, we can see the diagram. So here the gametes are the male gametes and female gametes. So they are they are similar to size, shape, structure. So here the male gametes and female gametes similar to the shape, size and structure, but uh, they are different into the activity. So they are different into the activity. The male gametes are very active and the female gametes here very lazy. So the male gametes are very active and the female gametes are very lazy. So the female gametes are enter into the the male gametes are enter into the female gamete, coming to the female gamete, and each male gamete contact with the female gamete with one flagella. So here the male gametes are coming to the female gamete and they contact with the female gamete with one flagella. So the female gamete very lazy and the male gametes are very active. The male gametes are enter into the female gamete and they attached with the female gamete with the help of one flagella. So this process is called clump formation. So this process is called clump formation. So only one male gamete fusions with the female gamete and remaining all male gametes are swimming to away. So only one male gamete fusions with the female gamete and they forms one new they forms zygote and the zygote produces one diploid plant. So the zygote produces one diploid plant. So another one is this is physiological anisogamy. Then coming to the morphological anisogamy. So here the morphological anisogamy, here the gametes are different into the shape, size, structure and activity. So here complete difference, the gametes are complete difference into the each other. So here they difference into the shape, size, structure and activity also. So so the male gametes the different gametes are fusions with each other and the type of process is called morphological anisogamy. So here the different gametes are fusions with each other and they forms one zygote and the zygote produces one diploid plant. So it is called morphological anisogamy. So next isogamy. Here so next coming to the isogamy. So here in sexual reproduction it takes place by isogamy also. So isogamy, the gametes are equal in size, shape, structure, activity also. So the similar gametes are fusions with each other. So the similar gametes are fusions with each other. That reproduction is called isogamy. So the sexual reproduction takes place by isogamy, anisogamy and oogamy. So oogamy was not well developed. So here only isogamy, the sexual reproduction takes place by isogamy and anisogamy. So isogamy means the gametes are similar to the shape, structure, size and activity also. So they fusions with each other and they form zygote and they produces diploid thallus. So next, anisogamy. Anisogamy means different in size, shape, structure, activity. The different gametes are fusions with each other and they forms zygote, and that process is called anisogamy. So anisogamy again it is divided into two types: morphological anisogamy and physiological anisogamy. So morphological anisogamy means here they complete difference into the morphological structure. So they difference into the size, shape, structure and activity also. So the different gametes are fusions with each other and they forms one ectocarpus thallus. So they forms diploid ectocarpus thallus. And next one, physiological anisogamy. So the physiological anisogamy means here the morphological the shape, structure, size similar to the each other, and here only difference only in physical activity. So it is difference into the only physical activity. So the male gametes are very active and the female gamete is very dull, shows very it is very lazy. So the male gametes coming to the female gamete and attached with the one flagella, and only one male gamete fusions with the female gamete, and they forms zygote and they produces one diploid plant. So the generations are called isomorphic alternate generations. So here the ectocarpus generations are called isomorphic alternate generations. So coming to the life cycle, it is isomorphic alternate generations. So it shows isomorphic alternate generations means the generations coming to the alternate again and again, again and again, again and again. So that is called isomorphic alternate generations. So here first we can see the diploid plants. So it has 16 chromosomes and it is called sporophyte, and haploid plants, and it has 8 chromosomes and it is called haploid plant. So here the diploid plant participates in the asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction, and they produces unilocular sporangium and plurilocular sporangium. Unilocular sporangium produces unilocular spores, and plurilocular sporangium produces plurilocular spores. Unilocular spores means haploid spores. So the haploid spores are produces haploid plants, and they participates in the sexual reproduction. So here plurilocular sporangium produces diploid spores, and the diploid spores produces diploid plants. So the diploid plants forming diploid plants, so diploid thallus. So they participates in the asexual reproduction. So again the asexual reproduction. So again the diploid plant produces unilocular sporangium and plurilocular sporangium. So the stages are coming again and again. the stages are coming again and again. So these generations are called isomorphic alternate generations. So the generations coming again and again, the generations are coming alternate. So this life cycle is called isomorphic alternate generations. Thank you.